Today on CityCast Austin, it's the Wednesday News Roundup, and y'all, early voting is officially underway. So we're going to talk about the latest in the elections, a new reason to dislike the restaurant group MML, and the highway flyover that's making people very, very nervous. It's Wednesday, February 18th. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, I am here with our wonderful executive producer, Eva Ruth. What's up, Eva Ruth?
What up, Nikki?
We had a day off this week, so we are doing, instead of our regular Tuesday News Roundup, we are going to do our Wednesday News Roundup. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's get into it. So, y'all, the polls are now open throughout Travis County for the Democratic and Republican primary elections. These primaries are the first step towards the November midterm elections. Okay, Eva Ruth, let's get into it.
All right. Yes. Polls are now open, and there are 160 different polling places where you can go to vote anywhere in Travis County if you're a registered voter. They will be open for early voting through next Friday, February 27th. And then March 3rd is the actual election day. So what happens now, it's the Democratic and Republican primaries. You can vote in either one, but you have to pick one. You can't vote in both. And you'll just go to one of these 160 places and pick your side, pick your team, and choose your fighters. One thing that's new this year is the Attorney General Ken Paxton has set up a tip line for voting integrity, and this is what he said it will.
That's hilarious, by the way. Really?
Well,
Ken Paxton? Really? Come on.
I mean, he's running for office right now, not for attorney general, but he is running. And so he's trying to prove that he is, on this team protecting election integrity. So he noted in his press release about this that it's a crime to vote if you're not a U.S. citizen. It's also a crime to lie about your citizenship in Texas. So we can kind of read between the lines about what he's saying there, I think. And also we'll note that non-citizens voting has not really been a big problem. It's just one of these talking points that Republicans do kind of bring out this time of year. And the big race that I think has a lot of people's attention is the one for the U.S. Senate seat that John Cornyn currently occupies. And a couple things happened recently that I think are notable in this race. There's, on the Democratic side, it's James Tallarico versus Jasmine Crockett. Tallarico was actually scheduled to be on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert on Monday night. But Colbert, he basically said that their lawyer, told him that it couldn't happen and that they're worried about the Federal Communications Commission's equal time rule, which generally tells broadcast stations that they have to give equal time to opposing political candidates during elections. Typically, talk shows and news shows are granted exemptions for this, but this year the FCC chair has kind of said that some late night programs operate with partisan intent. And then just yesterday, CBS released a statement saying The Late Show was not prohibited by CBS from broadcasting the interview with Representative James Tallarico. The show was provided legal guidance that the broadcast could trigger the FCC's equal time rule for two other candidates, including Representative Jasmine Crockett, and presented options for how the equal time for other candidates would be fulfilled or could be fulfilled. So The Late Show decided to present the interview through its YouTube channel with on-air promotion on the broadcast rather than potentially providing the equal time options. You can still watch the Tallarico segment on YouTube, where it's gotten more than 2 million views already. And if you are wanting to hear more from Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, there is an event happening at the UT campus. It's at the Thompson Conference Center, and Crockett will be in conversation with Evan Smith. So you can keep your eyes open for coverage of that, or you can also still RSVP to attend.
Listen, I just Googled, I consulted the Oracle, and I looked up what politicians have been on the Colbert Show.
Mm.
And they've had Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, John Kasich, Amy Klobuchar, Senator Claire McCaskill. There have been several
A
politicians
lot of Democrats
on the Colbert Show. So the fact that they could not show Tallarico as a crock of shit, I think, personally, and speaks to where we are in time, right? Like, where we are in time.
Yeah,
Like,
the thinking is that they're being censored, for...
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
And of course, James Tallarico is like, it's because they're afraid of me. It's because Trump is worried that we will flip this seat.
Yeah.
So, and then the interesting thing on the Republican side of that election, it's John Cornyn against Ken Paxton and Wesley Hunt. And they've all kind of come out and said, oh, we are the MAGA, candidate in this race. Yet President Donald Trump he just said over the weekend that he's not going to be endorsing anyone yet in this race and that they're all good people. He can't make this decision. They're all good Trump fighters. So,
they're all of my minions are good minions.
And that endorsement would have really helped one of these three avoid a runoff. But because early voting is underway, everybody's doing their get out the vote campaigns and, holding rallies and stuff. And John Cornyn had an event yesterday with Rick Perry, former governor of Texas. I personally get nostalgic for the Rick Perry era because of stuff like this, y'all. Yes,
oh God. Okay,
I know.
Okay.
Look, Governor Goodhair, bring me back. It was just, he's silly.
Goodhair.
He's silly.
He did have fantastic hair.
Fantastic hair. Rick Perry cracks me up. Anyway, so at this Get Out the Vote event, he was, there supporting John Cornyn, and somebody asked what he would do if Ken Paxton beats Cornyn in the primary. And Rick Perry's response, he says, I have no idea. What are we going to do if aliens come down before the election?
What?
He's just like, I don't care. That, like, when pigs fly.
Rick Perry is so unserious.
That's the kind of energy I think we need in this primary election season. I'm just saying.
Come on, Governor Goodhair.
Thank you, Rick Perry, for making us laugh.
He just don't care. That is a man that just don't care. I love that. I love that for him. I do.
So aside from the Senate race, there's also 6 U.S. House districts that touch part of Austin. And I mean, if you'll remember way back to last year, there was a fight over redistricting at the Texas legislature, the Texas Capitol, that caused all these Democrats, including James Tallarico, to flee because they did not want to vote on these maps. The maps were requested by Donald Trump to draw these new districts for Republicans. So now the districts are here. These 6 House districts are all having elections. There's also Travis County commissioner seats and some local House districts as well, like Texas for the Texas House. So lots happening.
I hate election time because it just seems relentless, and I'm tired normally by the middle of the year. I'm like, okay, I get it. But now, because everybody is coming in hot right off the bat for this midterm, I'm already tired. It's February, and I'm tired of it.
It's relentless. I mean, we did just have an election in November in Austin, so I think a lot of people feel like, again, you're already wanting me to come back, but
again.
And this is like usually when voters, typically in a midterm year, and there is usually a backlash against whoever is in the White House in these midterm elections, regardless of whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. But yeah, turnout is usually pretty low. I mean, it's not getting out the presidential voters. And I don't know. I mean, it could be higher this year.
I think it's going to be higher. I think that the redistricting stuff really, really lit a fire under people, because it's like there are no secrets as to what's happening. The thing about President Trump is that he doesn't hide what he's trying to do. So I feel like more people, whether it's for or against, I think they want to make their voice heard. They want to be involved. This is a huge midterm. So right. I do think that we're going to see I think the voter turnout is going to be higher than we see in the past.
And like one day can be so different. You know, we have
Yeah.
like 10 or 2 weeks of early voting now. The thing that you're pissed off about today may not be the thing that you're pissed off about tomorrow. So it kind of depends like on what you're, you know, when you're voting, what's in the news, like what's happening.
It's a lot. There's just like anxiety and tension around election time that, you know, it's hard to shake because it's just, you're inundated with it. It's all in your face.
Yeah. And my advice would be like, be informed, go make your decisions, make it early. If you get early voting out of the way with, then you can just tune everything else out,
right.
you know? So if that gives you less anxiety to just get it out of the way and then you can tune it all out, you know, take advantage. Go vote now.
For sure. Just get it out of the way. It's always better if you vote early. Get it out of the way.
I have been living in a pair of hard pants lately. But y'all, these are not like other hard pants. These are Doer jeans. My Doer jeans are super comfortable because these Doer clothes are made for us to move freely without sacrificing comfort or style. Could they be more like Austin? Honestly, I got a pair in black and the fabric is so high quality that even after many, many washes, they still look and feel great. But they're also really versatile. They're stretchy enough to wear while I'm driving around town running my errands, and they look nice enough to keep on for any fancy dinners that might come your way. Plus, Doer uses this Cool Max fiber fabric that helps regulate your temperature, which is essential for me in this up and down spring weather. I know you're going to love Doer as much as I do, and it's time that you get your own pair. So check out shopdoer.com/CC Austin and you'll get 15% off your first order. That's shopdoer.com/CC Austin.
I hear there's some of you that are still on the fence about Window Nation and might need a little more convincing on why now is a great time to replace your windows. So here are a few more stats for you. Window Nation has installed over 3 million windows across the country. They give a 50-point inspection of every window before it leaves the factory and then a 20-point inspection of every window when it's installed. They're a proud partner of Austin FC, so when you check them out, ask how you could score an Austin FC heartbeat kit, game day tickets, or VIP experience. Plus, the installation crew leaders on average have over a decade of experience, so you can trust Window Nation to install your windows right the first time. This sweet spot of Austin weather is the perfect time to prepare your home for that summer heat that's coming. And you're in luck because that Window Nation Buy 4 Get 4 Windows free sale and the extra 10% off for Valentine's Day is still going on. So schedule a fast free estimate now at windownation.com. So more news from this weekend. So another Austin staple is transforming into something new. And if it is not the perfect metaphor for our constantly changing city, y'all, I don't know what is. So I'm going to preface all of this with saying I am very much in my feelings about this. So Bartlett's will open in early 2028 at the old Threadgill South Austin location on Riverside. So this is the Threadgills that was there in that spot for 22 years, from 1996 to 2018, run by Eddie Wilson. Bartlett's owner and MML Hospitality Group are partnering to open Bartlett's second location. It will continue the fantastically mediocre Bartlett menu and feature a live fire grill and sell American chop house classics like steaks, pork chops, and roasted chickens. The new Bartlett's, however, will have rotating specials that will allow MML's culinary team to come up with random shit that they want to add to the menu whenever they want to. So y'all listen, I understand that change is a thing. I know we got to change, but just let's say you're a listener. You don't know what Threadgills is. Threadgills is an Austin institution. Kenneth Threadgill, who Threadgills was named after, is considered the father of the Texas music scene.
Aw, good job, Kenneth. We
Good
needed
job,
you.
Kenneth. The Threadgills that we're talking about right now on Riverside was there for 22 years. Threadgill South had essentially a beer garden out in front of it, and it featured music sets from people like Shiny Ribs, Marsha Ball, Asleep at the Wheel, Bob Schneider, like Austin iconic local bands. And it's just one of those Austin institutions that if you've been here long enough, if you were here to have I don't know. If you were here and were lucky enough to have gone to that Threadgills, you will understand why I'm pissy about it. That's all I got to say about that.
Yes, if you know, you know.
So the old Threadgills has sat unoccupied since it closed in 2018. So MML and Bartlett's are planning to work within the building's original bones, which is great. They're not going to completely demolish it, and I'm appreciative of that. It's going to have a mid-century aesthetic. But it will also feature an open show kitchen, leather booths, fireplaces, a double-sided bar, and it will incorporate gardens and porches for indoor-outdoor feel.
It sounds better than a closed up piece of land covered in a fence like it's been now.
I guess. Sure.
It should be something.
It should be something, but it should not be this, I think. I'm not saying you have to try to recreate Threadgills because you can't. Right? You cannot do that. That's not what I'm saying. But you have an opportunity to use the history of this location to create something that is so Austin that you can't help but win. Like, it's just good business sense for you to have music there. Instead, you're going to turn it into a boring ass chop house that you can get anywhere. But you know what people can't get? Live music in the middle of Austin on this busy, wonderful street of Riverside. You know what I mean? Like, with all this history. So I'm like, what y'all doing?
Yeah. The stage there was magical. It was such a cool venue. I don't know how many times I saw Shiny Ribs play there, you know. I'm sad that, you know, we hate change and we love change at the same time. We hate that we don't have these venues, these music venues. I mean, just for musicians to have one additional place in town, downtown, that's central and you know, so many people now live around downtown. It's like, let's give them more than just restaurants, you know?
It's prime real estate. I'm not trying to be funny, but they are leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you have live music there? It would be easy. It's already set up to do it. It's an open concept. It just doesn't, it's like they're intentionally trying to be boring, and that pisses me off. I'm not saying you can't. It's just like, why wouldn't you want to go with the feel of what Austin is at its core? Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Or make it a restaurant, but like some ode to Threadgills, right? Like something reminiscent. Yeah.
You can only do yourself a favor.
Yeah. It has been, though, I will say, for the past few years, that and the Shady Grove location on Barton Springs, those two places, every time I pass by, I'm just like, the waste, the
waste.
loss. Like, those two venues were so amazing for showcases and special nights. And I mean, just the kind of place where you could just grab a burger too and enjoy some amazing live music at the same time that you weren't even expecting to, you know?
Exactly.
Give us a venue. Give us a live music venue, please.
Give it something better than a chop house. give us something better than that. Anyways, so we'll keep our eye on that, of course. Moving on. So there's been a photo going around of the 290 flyover that connects with 35, and there's a big ass crack in it. People have been like, what in the hell is going on? And so a couple of news stations have posted, you know, TxDOT's response that says that there are no structural concerns over the crack. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the flyover, 290 flyover, that big tall flyover where it connects with 35, the gap is so big that you can just see straight through. You can see straight through the bridge.
The gap is large enough to be one of our early voting polling sites. I'm just saying, it is enormous. We could hold meetings in the gap.
If you have not seen this picture, look it up. Just look it up. It is so disrespectfully large. TxDOT is like, listen, y'all, it's all cool. It's structurally sound. It's designed to expand and contract, and that can cause gaps to form. A metal plate was placed over this gap a few years ago, and we plan to improve the flyover later this year. Y'all, okay.
Cool.
Let's do the timeline. So citizens first noticed this crack in 2022. And then another gap in November of 2022. Another gap appeared in February of 2023. But it turns out that TxDOT had already told like KXAN that it's been aware of the quote separated joint since 2017. So at some point, roadwork crews installed metal plates on the gap to keep the expansion under control. Folks also noticed that there were cones out there, just like random cones. But TxDOT says that the cones are not new and they were put there when the metal plate was installed, quote, a while back. So we don't know technically, first of all, how long the metal plate has been attacked. We don't know how much it has continued to expand since the metal plate was put on it.
Yeah.
And TxDOT's response to this is also, if something was going to happen, it would have happened by now, which does not make me feel...
No, comforted?
If y'all were going to fall out of the sky, y'all would have done that already, guys. Settle down.
Don't worry about it.
Just chill out and mind your business. We have a metal plate. Everything is under control.
Don't look down. Don't look down. That's not our problem. Look at the road.
Down. Just don't. Why are you looking down anyway? You should be focused on the road. So TxDOT is dealing with just like multiple ongoing massive multi-year construction from like Georgetown to San Antonio. Like I-35 is actively being worked on consistently. They say our multi-year constructions is aimed at replacing aging infrastructure rather than an immediate risk of failure, which also says to me, y'all are making a big deal out of nothing. We got bigger fish to fry. It can't be this risk of the bridge failing because of this big ass gap. Don't forget, we are smack dab in the middle of the $4.5 billion reconstruction of 35 of lowering main lanes and removing the upper deck that 290 is actively a part of. 290 is a part of the expansion or whatever it is that we're doing. So, do what you will with this information. I, for one, will not be driving over that overpass for the foreseeable future. I just will not be doing it. Sorry. No.
Yeah, I think I'll probably stay on the surface roads myself, just reroute a little bit for now, but
yeah. And they still haven't said when they're going to fix. They're just like, we're going to improve it. We're going to do it later this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to not look at that and, not have some anxiety about what it would do to your tires if you get stuck in it, or I don't know.
Well, and also, okay, so you put a large metal plate. You've known about this since 2017. The joints started separating in 2017. So then why not? Here we are. It's 2026. Why not, in response to this, be like, okay, guys, here are the mechanics of why you're going to feel, why you're safe. You know what I mean? Like they didn't offer any other information. There's no information. They're just like, we got a metal plate. What do you want? You're safe. They're not explaining to us how the metal plate works or how much weight it can take or how much traffic. They're just like, you're fine. Everything's fine. And I for one do not feel like I'm fine. I'm scared of flyovers as it is. So I'm sure as hell not going to ride on a flyover that's coming apart.
Right. If you don't want to be cantilevered 100+ feet in the air, thinking about how TxDOT said you're fine, you have other options.
Yeah. My hope is that nothing happens. My hope is that we are all safe, and TxDOT is absolutely correct. However, y'all knew about this in 2017. So, choose your adventure, guys. Mm-hmm. Choose your adventure. And that is all of our news for this Wednesday. Okay, Ruth.
So long. Farewell.
So long. Thank you for doing this with me as usual. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Nikki.
Before we go, here's a little midweek mood boost for you. The Austin Public Library announced on Monday it is marking its 100th anniversary with a year-long series of centennial celebrations honoring the library's history and service to the growing Austin community. And this is happening from now all the way through December 23rd. Austin's first public library opened on February 16th, 1926, and it was in a rented upstairs room at 819 Congress Avenue with 500 donated books. And then later that year, on December 23rd, 1926, the first permanent building opened at West 9th in Guadalupe. So here are some of the cute events that they're going to have. They're going to do like a Roaring 20s themed library program celebrating APL's founding era, history and genealogy events highlighting Austin's past, birthday celebrations for branches marking milestone anniversaries. It's going to be so cute, y'all. Library director Hannah Terrell said, for 100 years, Austin Public Library has grown alongside this city, supporting leaders, learners, creators, and families in every generation. The centennial is both a celebration of where we've been and a springboard into our next century of innovation, inclusion, and service to the communities we serve. So shout out to Austin Public Library. I love this. I'm going to go to some of these cute ass events and just go to their website to see what the centennial celebration activities are. 100 years? That's awesome. That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend that you want to go to the library with? Rate the show, leave us a review, and of course, subscribe to our CityCast Austin newsletter. And you already know, if you really love us, we just had a super, super cute event. If you didn't go there, you missed it. It was amazing, but there'll be more events that you can come to. And the best way to find out about these events and perks is to become a neighbor. Go to membership.citycast.fm for more information. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.